Transurfer, and welcome to Transurfing TV. I am Renée Garcia, and today one of our 78 days of practical transurfing, day 57, Inferiority. I have not read this one yet, so I'm excited to see what Vadim says about inferiority or an inferiority complex. Remember, however, to like this video and comment in the comment section below. My world takes care of me to enter my daily giveaway for some of my awesome reprogramming stickers. So with that, I will get started. Day 57, Inferiority. When a person begins to realize that they don't fit conventional standards, they begin to feel inadequate. But in comparison to whom? Ask yourself, do you want to be like everyone else, or do you want to be yourself? You won't succeed in being yourself if you try to hide your shortcomings. You will start to feel like you are being yourself if you focus on developing your finer qualities. Any inferiority you feel will be balanced out by your inherent merits. Charm can compensate for a lack of beauty. Self-confidence can compensate for physical defects. The ability to listen can replace the inability to speak freely. There is just one piece of advice I would give to anyone who suffers from being shy. Guard this quality for the treasure that it really is. Shyness will always have a certain mysterious charm, as long as you don't play it up into the luxury of being too cool. Vadim Zeland's interpretation. Feelings of inferiority are based on comparison. I'm not only unattractive outwardly, I have no talents or particular abilities. I'm not intelligent or witty, and I don't know how to communicate with people. I'm not worth anything. No, it's much more serious than that. The fact is that I'm less than they are. This type of thinking is an example of a dependent relationship in its purest form. It creates polarization. They are good, I am bad. Polarization generates the wind of balancing forces, which cause a person to try and raise their artificially understated value in any way possible. Therefore, the person begins to behave unnaturally, emphasizing even more the aspects of self they are trying to hide. Battling with an inferiority complex can create far more unpleasant consequences than the complex itself. There is only one way to eliminate a complex like this. Stop comparing yourself to others and switch the focus of your attention from your shortcomings to your strengths. Create a positive slide in which your strengths are in such full bloom that your shortcomings fade into the background. Live in this virtual slide, and soon it will be transformed into reality. Oh my God, it's so good, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to tell you, for those of you that are new to this channel, and I'm sure those of you that are not have heard me talk about this, but I was challenged with shyness my entire life. If I look back on my elementary years, my high school years, my God, I was a loner. I was so shy. I didn't even want to make friends with anyone. And I went through the majority of my adult life being really tremendously shy. I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to be heard. I was very private, and I really felt as though I was just an introvert. That's what I would tell myself. I'm an introvert. I don't like people. I don't like to talk to people. I don't like to be, in the limelight. I don't like to be social. I wasn't a social person at all. And I realized at a certain point that it wasn't shyness. Well, I mean, it was shyness, but really what the shyness was stemming from was insecurity. And I focused so much on these insecurities that I kind of debilitated myself from being social or being able to express myself openly. And I was just a very, very conservative person socially. And when I started doing all of this stuff with reality transurfing, I really had to embrace certain aspects of myself so I could push past some of those limitations and start to put myself out there more. And the one thing that really, really, really helped me above all else is not trying to change those parts of me that I felt weren't working, like the shyness or the inability to speak on camera or any of those things. The more I focused on those things, the worse it became, the more frustrated I got with myself, and then I would give it up and it would take me months to do something again in a specific direction. So what I learned to do was just act in the opposite direction. And like Vadim Zeland is saying here, focus on the positive qualities, right? Really just look in the opposite direction of my perceived flaws and act in a different direction. And in acting in a different direction, what happened was I started to highlight information, material, and evidence that were in line with a new goal or a new trajectory that would support that goal, that theory, that trajectory, rather than something that I didn't want, right? So in acting in the opposite direction, I actually proved to myself that if I focused on the positive, the negative, just as Vadim says here, started to fade into the background and go away. And this is really how I have overcome so much in my life. Just turning away from the negative qualities or the negative thoughts or the negative habits. I mean, this really works with anything. And focusing on something positive in another direction. Your world will help you to climb up out of that place of feeling inferior. And it really is a miracle. So are you doing this with something right now? How could you turn away from something you perceive as unwanted or a trait of yours that you do not like, and turn your direction facing the antithesis of whatever that thought or action or characteristic is, and start acting in an entirely new direction, therefore making that reality come to fruition rather than the one that is holding you back. So remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me to enter my daily giveaway. And thank you so much for watching my video. Bye guys.